Hey YouTube, Coco Time here with another crazy story for you today. This story is for all the dog owners out there. After hearing this story, I think you will reconsider to ever hire someone to look after your dog again. You will know what I mean once you finish this video. So without further ado, let's get this story going. This didn't happen to me, it happened to my sister. My sister moved up to South Carolina from Florida about a year ago. But she still visits us periodically. We are a big and close family. Shortly after Thanksgiving, she flew down with her husband and her son for one such visit. She has 3 geriatric dogs, so she got a house dog sitter. My sister went through the basics of how they can only be fed at certain times. They get let out at certain times, they need to be in their crates from X to Z hours. Most importantly, they don't get treats. They get vitamins in place of treats. But those vitamins have to be given only twice a day. No people food, very strict diets. They're all happy and healthy, but only because my sister is so strict with their regime. This lady she got to watch her dogs had stellar reviews on the site she was found through. She's a stay-at-home mom who does this as a side thing for extra cash. I feel like I can end it here. You all can guess where this is going. My sister left for Florida for a week. The first 5 days, everything is going well. Dog sitter texts my sister regularly or video calls. She shows my sister pictures and gives her regular updates of when she comes and goes to my sister's house. My sister just bought that house, by the way. She's been working her butt off to finally be able to afford it. She put so much into making that a nice home for her family. My sister has some health problems herself. She got a ton of prescription medication in her medicine cabinet. She brought enough for the week but left the rest at home. Stuff for epilepsy, asthma, and allergies. But she also got a ton of painkillers from when she had my nephew not that long ago. She's paranoid about becoming addicted, so she kept the pills for safety but never used them. It's a full bottle. On top of that, she's been a collector of rare beers for about 15 years now. Beers that are not sold anymore because they were promotional from microbreweries. Beers she can't get anymore because she doesn't live in Florida. Those bottles she keeps as mostly decoration in her kitchen. On the 6th day of her vacation, the dog sitter stops all communication together. My sister texts, calls, emails, nothing. Radio silence. She got a bad feeling, but she doesn't want to kill the mood because she doesn't get to see her family very often anymore. Day 7, she gets on a late flight back to South Carolina. The plane gets there around 2 in the morning. They drive an hour to their rural town. They get home, the front door is wide open. The lawn looks like someone in a truck, which dog sitter happened to drive, just tried to go drifting over grass and a tree before vacating the premises super quick. My sister goes to handle my nephew who is groggy and screaming. It's been a rough day. She's thinking the worst, that someone robbed the house while this poor lady was there. My sister's husband, Bill, goes inside to survey the damages. It's all clear. My sister and nephew go inside too. The back door is wide open. The couch looks like it exploded. The rug in the living room and the couch and pretty much every square foot on the bottom floor is covered in the kind of pee and poo that can only be made from 3 geriatric furry buttholes. The dogs are thankfully still in the backyard, but they are shivering and filthy. There are broken beer bottles everywhere. Some have been stuffed deep in the trash to hide the evidence. Some have been refilled with water and put back with their tops precariously situated on the top so they might look like they haven't been touched. 82 bottles, each grower's size, roughly 64 ounces gone. The medicine cabinet is like one of those western ghost towns with a tumbleweed bouncing through. My sister is already thinking, this dog sitter threw herself a party. No way in heck could someone 5'6", 170 pounds, drink that much beer and take that many pills and not be dead. My sister called the cops obviously. The police gets there to figure this must be a break-in. They take a bunch of pictures, take an account of all of the bottles and drugs that were missing. My sister cleans what she can, but she gets to sleep because thankfully the upstairs hasn't been touched. 1 day later, the police find the dog sitter. My sister has assumed she's dead and abducted, so the police were looking for her and her car. They found a truck run off the side of a highway with this lady about 2 miles up. Tricking out of her mind, walking along the side of the road screaming at nothing. They take her in for whatever charges, I don't know. Her husband bails her out and picks her up. According to her husband, this has happened before. Dog sitter has a drug and alcohol problem. At first, she's messaging my sister super apologetic, saying she will reimburse my sister and please don't press charges. My sister quotes her the price of the rug, a new couch and the vet bills because her dogs had somehow gained access to 9 containers of doggy vitamins, and one of them was having liver failure. The dog is fine now, but she's an old Yorkie, so who knows. Also, my sister buys in bulk from a wholesaler, hence 9 containers. The total was somewhere around $800. My sister didn't bother with the beers, the meds, the lawn, cleaning the house. She could have. Heck, I would have. On top of that, my sister demanded dog sitter never dog sit again, and she had to refund my sister for her dog sitting. My sister works in advertising. I won't say what kind, but basically if she sees dog sitter advertising herself as a dog sitter ever again, she has the means to drag this lady until all she sees is mud for her the rest of her life. Dog sitter insists she's gonna pay it back, but that my sister has to wait until they get their taxes back. Okay, so my sister waits. Late February, she texts dog sitter asking where her money is. Dog sitter immediately starts saying how she didn't do anything wrong, my sister's a bad dog owner and her dogs are miserable. None of the stuff my sister says dog sitter did was actually done. My sister has all of the old texts of the dog sitter admitting to all of this. So? This goes on for a while. Eventually, dog sitter starts saying how, as a courtesy, she has a friend who owns a furniture store. She will give my sister a credit of $200 for a new couch. And she has an old rug she doesn't want anymore that my sister can have. What? She paid my sister about $500, and insists she will get the coupon to my sister soon. March goes by, nothing. Around March 20th, my sister marches her happy butt to the small claims court and files. She then snaps pictures of everything, then she sends the dog sitter the message. As a courtesy, I'm letting you know that I just filed this at the small claims court. Then the fun starts. This lady goes off on my sister. She says she's going to sue for slander and undue distress and harassment and blah 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 blah. My sister saves all of it, including the fun bits where the dog sitter threatens her family and calls her the C word 20 dozen times. Today is what, April 6th? Tuesday was the court date. Things move fast in a small town. I don't know, this lady shows up looking like she's just got run through by a garbage disposal. She gives the judge her sob story, talking about how she did nothing but giving my sister and her animals the best care. That my sister's making all of this up. Yeah, my sister has the OG cop with her. She got pictures of all the damages, the vet bills, the bottles, proof that she was out of town, police reports of both the break-in as well as the dog sitter's DWI the following day. The dog sitter tries to spin it with that one law about how he can't serve alcohol to a known alcoholic. That obviously gets thrown right the F out. The dog sitter then tries to appeal to the judge and my sister's sense of humanity. She tells them how her husband just left her and is suing her for full custody. Good. And that if she can't dog sit, how is she supposed to support herself or ever get her kids back? Tough cookies. The judge takes my sister's side for obvious reasons. Come the F on. The dog sitter is homeless now, living with her parents. She can't see her kids, who by the way don't want to see her. Apparently she was a drunk and who ran her hubby credit all the way down. She was abusive to her kids, and because of her heavy alcohol abuse, one of her kids has FAS. The dog sitter has 60 days to pay the remaining $300 or she faces jail time. I don't know how much time, sorry. Her husband filed for divorce already. Oh, and she lost her license thanks to that DWI. As a former addict myself and someone who has been through a DWI, I want to emphasize. That's a lot of stuff to go through. My sister gave her chance after chance, but at some point you have to take responsibilities for your actions. It really seems like this lady has just been using her husband as a crutch while she tries to get better, only to backslide hard. It's rough, I know. I hope she gets the help she needs. My sister's dogs are doing well. She got a replacement couch on Amazon for like $75 and a nice fluffy rug for even less. The dog sitter eventually caught up that coupon. It didn't even work. It was for something like 20% off with a purchase of like $500 or more. So, no thanks. So that was a crazy ending. I am glad that nothing happened with the dogs, but it is a sad story for the dog sitter though. Personally, I used to have a dog and my neighbor was kind enough to sometimes look after her. I never had any problems luckily. So have you ever had problems with any dog sitters? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you all for listening in. Subscribe if you want to stay up to date on the latest stories. And as always, have a nice day.